Today, longtime TV actress Betty White passing away at the age of 99, just days before her 100th birthday. She holds the Guinness World Record for the longest television career for a female entertainer. And we're saying goodbye to 2021 soon. How are people around the world celebrating tonight? And how to stick to your New Year's resolutions. We have some advice from experts and more coming up on NTD Business. Good evening, I'm Paul Graney. Great to have you with us this New Year's Eve as we say goodbye to 2021. But we also say goodbye to an icon of the silver screen. Legendary actress Betty White has unfortunately died today, her longtime agent confirming the news. The actress has been a beloved fixture in the entertainment industry since the 1940s, when she acted on several popular radio shows. She landed her first television role in 1949, but gained new levels of fame on the 1970s sitcom The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Her next big sitcom role would come in 1985 on The Golden Girls. White also acted in several movies throughout her years in Hollywood, landing roles well into her 90s. In fact, she's the Guinness World Record holder for the longest television career by a female entertainer. She also became the oldest person ever to host Saturday Night Live in 2010. Betty White was 99 years old and just days away from her 100th birthday. She will be missed. And canceled flights are vexing air travelers on the final day of 2021. Airlines have scrapped another 1,500 flights in the United States alone, according to FlightAware. That means 9,000 canceled trips since Christmas Eve. Airlines blame it on crew shortages related to spike in virus infections, as well as bad weather in parts of the country. Another 2,600 flights are being delayed today, and the Federal Aviation Administration says more could be on the way, this time because the agency itself has a number of employees testing positive. That will reduce the number of flights it can handle. And two of America's biggest banks are reportedly returning to remote work in 2022, at least for a bit. JPMorgan has offered its staff the option of working from home for the first 2 weeks of the year. The trick is that all employees are expected to return to the office no later than February 1st, according to a memo seen by Reuters. JPMorgan told its workers it's not changing the long-term plan of working from the office. Citigroup, though, also asked its employees to work from home during the first few weeks of 2022. Also, that's according to Reuters. And IKEA is raising its prices, citing more expensive transport and raw materials. North America, Europe, apparently the worst affected. Comes amid strong sales in 2021, which also prompted a company-wide wage hike at the same time. Starting wages will jump to $16 an hour, some starting at $17 or $18, depending on the location. The payout totals around $76 million. And Tesla made far more vehicles this year than last year, all during a chip shortage, and all while other automakers didn't do so well. So how did Tesla do it? NTD's Christina Kim takes a look.
While the auto industry was hit hard by the semiconductor chip shortages, a crucial component for cars, Tesla soared past these problems this past year.
They found alternative suppliers for some of their chips. They also did deals with other manufacturers.
Paul Eisenstein is the editor-in-chief of the Detroit Bureau. Eisenstein says using these alternative chips isn't easy.
You have to do some fairly extensive changes. At the very least, it involves new software. So that meant Tesla had to do a lot of fast rewriting of code to make these new chips work.
And it seems to have worked. According to forecasts, Tesla made roughly 80% more vehicles in 2021 than it did in 2020. The global auto industry is expected to have made around 1% more.
We spoke to a number of automotive engineering experts when this happened months ago. And they told us that what Tesla is doing is, or what they've done is they're using non-automotive grade chips to circumvent the shortage.
Gordon Johnson is the CEO of GLJ Research. Johnson believes what Tesla did is dangerous.
And they said no other automotive company, in their view, is willing to do this because the issue is what will eventually happen potentially is the chips that Tesla has used will fail, and then there will be a recall of.
Tesla ended the year by recalling almost 500,000 vehicles over non-chip related safety issues. This includes around 200,000 vehicles in China. Christina Kim, NTD News.
We reached out to Tesla for comment but haven't heard back yet, maybe the new year. In today's market news, Wall Street edged lower in light trading today. Traders all at home. The Dow fell 60 points, about 0.2%. S&P 500 lost 13 points, about 0.25%. And the Nasdaq dropping 97 points, about 0.6% today. But all three major indexes set for annual gains. S&P 500 outperforming the other two, up 27% this year. Nasdaq up 21% and the Dow up 19% for the year. What a year for the stock market. Leading oil benchmarks are down a couple of percent today, but still have seen big price appreciation too since we last rang in the new year. According to oilprice.com, West Texas Intermediate is down nearly 2% today, but up 55% for the year. Brent crude is down over 2%, but up 50% for the year. That rally has delighted some far-sighted investors, but has frustrated Americans at the pump. In his worst-case scenario, GasBuddy predicts we'll see $4 gas in 2022. Analysts blame a slow post-lockdown rebound in production, intentional or not. OPEC refuses to speed up despite pleas from the Biden administration. And for producers who want to ramp up again, experts say it takes time. They're also concerned social and political pressure to end the use of fossil fuels could discourage investment in the space and limit supply. A Chinese telecom company, Huawei, expects its 2021 revenue will be down 30% and is predicting tough times ahead. The company's apparently been battered by U.S. sanctions. In 2019, the Trump administration imposed a trade ban on Huawei, citing national security, barred the company from using Alphabet's Android operating system for its new smartphones, along with other critical U.S. technology. The U.S. sanctions combined with the pandemic have obviously weighed on Huawei. An auction house, Sotheby, said it's made $100 million in sales of non-fungible tokens, or NFTs. Just launched the new category this year, so NTD's Phil Zhou has the details.
Record year for auction house Sotheby, selling $100 million in non-fungible tokens, or the digital asset known as NFTs.
It could be a book, it could be art, it could be music, it could be media, it could be real estate. So the sky is the limit.
It's a new industry, and so the prices for what these items are really going to be worth haven't really been set. And it's just kind of whatever the next person is willing to pay for it.
In the past week alone, over $300 million worth of NFTs were sold, and a lot of it is digitized art.
You look at some of the great cities throughout history, a lot of them start with the arts, and the arts bring in the money.
Art market has traditionally been very illiquid, and it's created a liquid market all over the world for something where people typically wouldn't have access to it.
But there are skeptics.
I'm not sure it's that popular.
Crypto author and journalist David Gerard says a lot of the NFT trading is questionable.
A lot of the market is fake. It's a lot of people wash trading. There's a few people buying these things, but a lot of it seems to be dodgy trading.
He says the auction houses themselves are usually the ones hyping up the market.
They've been approaching creators, they've been approaching famous people, celebrities, saying, do an NFT of any sort, we can sell this thing. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't.
But supporters say with all the new NFT developments, the future seems exciting and promising. Phil Zhou, NTD News.
Mexico says it will launch a central bank digital currency, or CBDC, by 2024, not far away. Like many advocates of public and private cryptocurrencies, Mexico says it will promote financial inclusion by banking the unbanked. CBDCs are different from regular currencies in that every movement of money is recorded and traceable. This allows almost instant transfer of funds without needing banks to facilitate the transaction. Of course, Mexico joins a whole list of countries like the US, China, Japan, and the European Union who are all developing their own CBDC, although Mexico would be one of the first to launch if it meets its 2024 target. Still to come this evening. With the news out of the way, we take a look at some of 2021's latest news from Hollywood, including the year's most pirated show. And what blockbusters can we expect next year? We take a look at what the big screen has in store for us in 2022. Those stories and more coming up in NTD Business.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell. Cancel culture has not only affected myself and MyPillow, but millions of you out there. Before all this started, I had already written in my memoir, I dedicate this book to anyone that's looking for hope. Well, right now, we're all looking for hope. I believe that my story is going to bring inspiration and hope to everyone. By the time you're done reading my book, you will believe that with God, all things are possible. To thank you all for your support, I'm offering some of my best prices ever on MyPillow products, including this exclusive bundle. You get my book and these 5 MyPillows. They all have beautiful scenes and verses from the Bible, such as Isaiah 41:10. Do not fear, for I am with you. This 6-pack bundle is regularly $219. Now it's just $99.98 and free shipping with your promo code. Go to mypillow.com and use the promo code on your screen or call the 1-800 number below. Thank you and God bless.
You are not just watching a performance. You are witnessing a culture reborn. Now, you'll see what the modern world has never seen. China, before communism. Shen Yun 2021, live on stage. Get tickets now at shenyun.com.
Welcome back. So how's everyone waving goodbye to 2021 today? Here's NTD's Evelyn Lee with more on the celebrations going on around the world.
Around the globe, people are getting ready to ring in the new year. While how it's done will differ, London will do it quite literally. After 4 long years of silence, the Big Ben will ring at midnight tonight. But celebrations are still muted due to concerns about the virus. So London canceled its fireworks display and traditional yearly concert. Over in Germany, the situation is similar.
We have nothing planned and will celebrate in a small circle of friends. Unfortunately, fireworks are forbidden.
But not so much in Sydney, where New Year's kicked off with a bang. And in Pasadena, California, people will also be in for a treat for tomorrow.
This year will mark the 133rd anniversary of the Rose Parade, and it is an American tradition.
Volunteers are putting together a lavishly decorated Rose Parade with floats that are covered in hundreds of thousands of flowers.
We have 43 amazing floats, and they really do exemplify that hope and joy of the new year with these incredible floral displays that are a signature of the Rose Parade.
And here in New York, Times Square is doing last-minute preparations for the big moment when the ball drops.
Happy New Year! Getting ready for our big celebration. We're going to have a reduced number of revelers, all fully vaccinated here in Times Square, and they're going to see a lot of entertainment.
The organizer says, among many others, Journey is going to perform Don't Stop Believing. And Katie Tunstall will sing her personal rendition of John Lennon's Imagine right before midnight.
And that's when the whole world comes together and we count down those 60 seconds to the new year, filled with joy, filled with hope.
Evelyn Lee, NTD News.
And a quick announcement, NTD will be live streaming the Times Square New Year's Eve celebration direct from New York City. So we hope you can join us from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. Find the coverage on our usual cable channels and on the web through ntd.com, YouTube, and Facebook. So with the new year upon us, we're going to talk fireworks. Joined by Julie Heckman, Executive Director of the American Pyrotechnics Association. Julie, great to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Well, thank you and Happy New Year.
Same to you. Julie, are we going to see more explosions in the sky this year? Well, what are the sales telling us?
You know, I think the live entertainment industry is beginning to have a bit of a recovery from the previous year, but unfortunately this Omicron variant is causing a few cancellations around the country. So we might have a few more that are just televised only without the live crowds. But I think we're going to have plenty of fireworks lighting up the skies.
Mm-hmm. Any idea from the sales, are we looking at more fireworks at home this year, or as you mentioned, is the big sales going to these live events?
You know, the big sales are really the consumers purchasing fireworks for home celebrations. And that's been the trend throughout the entire pandemic. Backyard consumer fireworks sales have more than doubled since 2020. So if we compare, or I guess I should say, when we look at 2019 to 2020, sales doubled from $1 million to $1.9 billion. And most retailers indicated that this year, 2021, was even better.
Wow, that's incredible numbers. We see other industries are reporting shortages. Are we seeing anything similar in the fireworks?
Absolutely. Backyard consumer fireworks, there's definitely a shortage. And we're even more concerned about what that will mean with the ongoing supply chain crisis for the upcoming 4th of July season.
Mm-hmm. Are most of them still imported? Are we making many in the States, or where are they coming from?
You know, backyard consumer fireworks, 99% are being imported from China. And that's actually a good thing, because we work so closely with the Chinese factories to make certain that the goods that they produce for the U.S. market meet or exceed our very stringent regulatory standards here in the United States.
Very important. I know coming on the show, you were eager to talk about fireworks safety coming up to the event. You want to go through best practices with us?
Yes, you know, absolutely. As people prepare to celebrate at home tomorrow night, if you purchase backyard fireworks, make certain you know the local law. If they're not permitted, please refrain from using them. Make certain you have a sober, responsible adult in charge of all firework activities. That includes sparklers. I think many people think sparklers are very tame and easy for children to handle. They're not. They burn at very high temperatures, about 1800 degrees Fahrenheit. So we encourage, leave the celebrating to the adults, let the children enjoy them from a distance, and keep a bucket of water handy just in case it's necessary.
Very good. I remember in the past, kids used to throw the sparklers as well, right? Imagine they were fireworks.
Yeah, it's really important to, you know, keep an eye on those younger, you know, children, even the teens. It's important that you treat fireworks responsibly.
Absolutely. Julie Heckman, American Pyrotechnics Association. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
I don't want to be a spoil sport, but it's also time for New Year's resolutions. No matter how good your intentions are, it's kind of hard to follow through with your goals, right? How come? NTD's Colin Fredrickson asks why.
Today is New Year's Eve. What's your New Year's resolution?
Getting a new car for the new year. Since COVID and all the stuff going on, I want to travel a lot, if it's possible, and work on myself.
However, most people have trouble keeping their New Year's resolution. Research from the University of Scranton found that 23% of people quit after just 1 week.
We were excited about the new year. We got started, and then once we got overwhelmed, and we just kind of kicked back and we're like, you know what, forget about it.
Why does this happen? Psychotherapist Janet Philbin says there are several factors that block us from achieving our goals. The first is fear.
Do you have a very harsh inner critic that's always telling you what you're doing wrong as opposed to supporting you in what you're doing right?
Other factors include feelings of unworthiness, shame, and anger.
Usually these are really powerful emotions that will drag us down and hard for people to get out from under.
Transcendent living coach Daniel Alexa thinks another problem is having a dream so big it scares you.
And then when we feel like we're falling short or we're not there immediately on January 2nd, it's like, I'm a failure. I can't do it.
Psychologist Dr. Tara Quinn Cirillo says it takes time to see results.
As a health goal, whether it's a work goal, a financial goal, and actually quite often we don't see those results quickly, which is why we get bored, which is why we get a disillusion.
So how can we avoid failing our resolutions? Alexa says, make sure your goal matters to you.
Because if it doesn't matter, you are not going to pursue it.
Quinn Cirillo says breaking the goals down into smaller chunks will reduce the failure rate.
In terms of your health, down into smaller things, or even weight loss, so looking at what you can cut out rather than going absolutely cold turkey and just sticking to certain food groups.
There are also some linguistic tricks.
Is not to use the word try. Try is actually a failure word to the subconscious mind.
Philbin recommends replacing it with I am going to or I am accomplishing. She says find something positive and forward-thinking for yourself. Colin Frederickson, NTD News.
Best of luck with your resolutions. I have a couple more entertainment nuggets before we say goodbye to 2021, including what turned out to be the most pirated show. Let's take a look.
We just don't know what to expect.
WandaVision won 3 Primetime Emmy Awards, and now it's earned a more dubious distinction, the most pirated show of 2021 on torrent download networks, according to the website Torrent Freak. 4 other Marvel series on Disney Plus made the year's top 10 list of most illegally downloaded shows on those sites.
Out of all the things you do in life, there's that 1 minute that you feel like you're the most important thing in the world because everybody's watching you.
To prepare for his starring role in Jockey, Clifton Collins Jr. talked with real-life jockeys and almost no one else.
I cut off all my ties from Los Angeles, and I spoke to 2 mentors, my grandmother, and the rest were all jockeys. So I was completely cut off from the outside world in the best ways, including call blocking my agent.
His focus paid off. Collins is nominated for Best Male Lead at the Indie Spirit Awards for Jockey, which is now playing in limited release.
And from adaptations to long-awaited sequels, 2022 is set to be filled with Hollywood blockbusters. We'll take a look at what you can expect to see on the big screen in this upcoming year.
Please welcome the newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Simon Doyle.
My congratulations, madame.
Merci.
Someone is dead.
Death on the Nile will hit movie theaters on February 11th. It will be the latest adaptation of Agatha Christie's mystery novels featuring Detective Hercule Poirot.
Getting what she wants.
Never again.
British actor Kenneth Branagh will play the detective.
Find who did this.
You can watch it as a follow-up to the 2017 adaptation of Murder on the Orient Express.
What do you want me to say?
Someone else is dead.
You lie in my face! Lock the doors!
The murderer is here.
"36 years after the Top Gun movie came out, fans can finally enjoy its sequel.
Good morning, aviators. This is your captain speaking. Today's exercise is dogfighting.
2 versus 1? He's got to be kidding.
Top Gun Maverick will come out on May 27th. Tom Cruise will reprise his role as U.S. Navy Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell.
Welcome.
Speaking of sequels, another long-awaited one is Jurassic World Dominion, which will come out on June 10th.
We've entered a new era. Welcome to Jurassic
Jurassic World.
This will be the 6th movie in the Jurassic Park series and the 3rd movie of the Jurassic World trilogy.
And it's happening now.
The story is set 4 years after Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Booster, go. GNC, go. Vital, go. Okay, go, bud.
Cabin pressurization is underway.
As we prepare for ignition. Flight recorders are on. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
For fans of the Toy Story franchise, Pixar will present a spin-off movie called Lightyear on June 17th. It will be an origin story for Buzz Lightyear. The movie will reveal how Lightyear became the space hero we know today.
Let all the children boogie.
To infinity.
And
And there will also be a new Mission Impossible movie in 2022. The 7th installment of the series is scheduled to hit the big screens on September 30th.
I wonder who this foolish man could possibly be.
Tom Cruise will star in it as IMF agent Ethan Hunt.
The fate of the world is in your hands. Doesn't matter what I do, people die.
And to end our last show this year, NTD's Phil Zhou brings us some NTD Business highlights from the year.
Fake trees or real trees, it doesn't matter.
Happy Black Friday. I'm here with my friend Pen Pen.
Boussier says business has been so good.
New York City is one of the toughest places to find a parking spot. Guys, I'm not waiting for no raffle. I'm taking Spider-Man home today. Good luck at the drawing.
Right behind me here, you see a police officer redirecting traffic away from the flood.
What is going on?
Take it out, spin it.
I just got my Christmas tree. Don't delay.
Today we visit one of the most exclusive hotels in New York City. Mercedes has some tough competition.
What about paternity leave?
But today, besides investment firms and offices,
The most downloaded app since 2020 is TikTok. 95% of restaurateurs are experiencing supply issues.
guys, we're in a crisis. We're running low on chicken wings.
Is there a waiter around here?
So yummy. I don't know about you, but I got my hands on some fried chicken. After visiting toy stores and tree farms, interviewing top lawyers, managers, business owners, restaurateurs.
But look, we're open.
Covering educational stories, talking real estate on top of a penthouse. What a year it's been. To many more stories in 2022. Happy New Year.
Right here on Fifth Avenue.
Phil Zhou, NTD News, New York.
That's the latest business news for this year. Thank you so much for watching all throughout the year. We hope you have an awesome New Year's celebration. From everyone at NTD Business, thank you. Have a good one. We'll see you in the new year.
Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Did you know YouTube only keeps selected videos on its platform? So if you want to make sure you get the full picture, just subscribe to our newsletter. Go to newsletter.ntd.com and sign up. It's free.